Dimensional Traveler IO, here with another episode of HiveSwap Friendsim. We will be continuing with Volume 5, Affection, Unwanted or Untrue. Walking! You sure are doing a lot of it recently. Back on Earth, you never got this amount of exercise. You're going to be so in shape when this is over. Provided you still have all your limbs attached and your bones uncrushed. You could probably come up with safer ways to travel, a taxi, or some sort of bus system, but you don't have any money and you can't read signs because everything is an Alternian. Also, you are routinely covered in blood and bruises. So walking it is. Tired as you are, your feet still carry you forward. Friendship. And we pick Zebruh Codakk. He looks like a handsome gentleman. Your stroll takes you into a nice part of town that seems to have larger, more McMansion-style hives. Based on your past experience on Alternia, you're not quite certain that upper-class enclaves equal safety for you, but you might as well explore. You never know where you'll find your next friend. The power of positive thinking must be on your side, because someone emerges out of the shadows of these sprawling suburbs. Ooh, I like your music. Let's give it. Oh, hello there. I don't believe we've met. I'm sure I would have remembered someone with such unique looks. You don't know where you are, do you? Oh, he seems real condescending. By this point in your time on Alternia, you don't know if it's wise to admit that you're lost and naive to the ways of the world, but you don't know what you could say to try to convince this guy that you've got any kind of street smarts. You nod your head reluctantly, but he actually looks more interested in you after the confirmation that you're new to the neighborhood. Huh? Have you perhaps found someone who likes you for your vulnerability and naivety? That would sure be fantastic luck. It's a good thing that I found you. Not everyone is as respectful of lowbloods as I am. Oh, but I shouldn't make assumptions just because you're not much to look at. My bad. I don't mean to be forward, but you're just so interesting. Mind if I ask what color your blood is? That's kind of a personal question, dude. You hesitate. When you're still terrifyingly ignorant of the intricacies of Alternian society, you're starting to feel terrifyingly informed about the role that blood color plays in this world. As you've managed to gather by now that plain old human red isn't considered one of the better colors to have. What do you do? Well, he did seem friendly enough. Let's tell him the truth. Red, huh? Wow, that's so unique. I've always liked the color red. You are such a smarmy asshole. I don't think I've ever filled a quadrant with a red blood before. You wanna fill some buckets. I mean, I don't think I've ever made friends with a red blood before. You don't know what a quadrant is, or what it means to fill one. Given your experience on this planet so far, you're nervous that it could mean something violent. But you don't want to further expose your ignorance, so you just say that you're as excited for this friendship as he is. You come on strong. Nice. You need a place to stay for the day, right? I can help you out with that. I got plenty of spare rooms for guests in my hive. You know, because I believe it's important to help out the undeserved members of the community when you can. My hive is this way. Shall we? You follow him down the street. You guess must qualify as a nice night because you see lots of other trolls walking around here too. Most of them are dressed as nice as Zebra, and you see a few shabbier looking trolls that might be lowbloods walking around with highbloods. Today is actually Flushed Affirmation Day, so you'll see a lot of trolls taking their mate spritz out to celebrate. Lucky for you, my flush quadrant is currently empty, so I'm all yours tonight. That sounds a little weird. He doesn't need to be all yours, you assure him. You're an easygoing individual who's happy to share their friends with plenty of other friends. Sure. Sharing can be a good time if you're into that. I could be, speaking personally. Like maybe with 2 lowbloods, but not in an objectifying way. Everyone involved has got to respect each other, you know? Whoa, what? You have no idea how your innocent concept about friendship got taken to this particular place. You decide that maybe the best thing to say here is nothing, because who knows what he might misinterpret next. Looks like there are a lot of high-blood, low-blood couples out tonight for the holiday. Pretty unusual to see in this neighborhood, to be honest. It's sad, but most of these low-bloods are probably be with their mates because it's socially advantageous. Pretty shitty of the high-bloods to take advantage of that, but not everybody is as socially conscious as I am. I think it's super terrible when high-bloods don't treat their low-blood mate-sprits like the queens that they are. Oh my god, you're such a Chad. In a bad way, you're a chud. You're a chud burger. You're just a bruh. A zebra. You look around at all the other couples. The class divide is pretty noticeable, and some of these high-blood trolls have scornful looks on their faces when talking to their low-blood dates. One troll dressed in cerulean is making her shabbily dressed mate-sprit kneel down so he can give her a ride on his shoulders. Piggyback! It could be maybe a cute coupley thing, you guess, except she's sure laughing a lot and has the heel of her boot pressing into the back of his neck. You don't want to speculate about what people might be into, but it does seem kind of humiliating. Look at that face. Zebra sees what you're looking at and shudders theatrically. In the process of waving his arms around in disgust, he slips an arm over your shoulder smooth. I'm so sorry. You shouldn't have to see something like that. You're trying to think of a tactful and friendly way to move away from his arm around your shoulders when you arrive at what must be his hive. It's the biggest and probably the most McMansion-y hive on the block, and when he stops in front of it, he lets go of you to gesture proudly at his sprawling home. Welcome to my humble abode. I just feel grateful, you know, to be able to share my wealth with those less fortunate. When you walk inside the front door, you're greeted by a very distinguished-looking white zebra. It has normal zebra markings all over its body, except for around its neck, where the dark gray zags have formed a shape that looks like a bow tie, almost like it's wearing a little suit. You don't know how its zebra face is managing to radiate pure disdain when it looks at you, but that is unquestionably the energy you're getting. Oh, don't mind my Lucis. He's kind of socially old-fashioned. But he lets me keep low-bloods around the hive to help out and stuff, so he's not all bad. What, like slaves? Let me give you the grand tour. As Zebra takes you through the spacious hive, you can see the other trolls in several of the rooms. Most of them aren't wearing clothes as nice as Zebra's. You're guessing these are the low-bloods he just mentioned? They all seem to be doing chores. Sweeping, cooking, exchanging green slime in troll-sized bathtubs for other, possibly flesh or green slime. Each of them glances up at you in Zebra when you pass by, then looks deferentially away. The zebra Lucis is following you, and every time you exit a room it pauses in the doorway to whinny out what could be orders, or possibly he's just berating them. You arrive at an empty ballroom-looking space upstairs, where several low-blood trolls are hard at work cleaning up the remains of what's been quite a party. Zebra seems to have noticed you noticing how all the trolls in here are scrubbing the floors. Now they're all avoiding your eyes. See? I told you I take in plenty of guests. I believe it's important to promote diversity, you know. So that's why you don't see any other indigo bloods here. Looks like all the guests are busy today. Well, an important part of communal living involves contributing your labor when it's necessary, right, guys? A few low bloods. History. A few lowbloods mutter an affirmation while others just put their sponges and mops down to prostrate their whole bodies on the floor. Zebruh looks a little uncomfortable with the bowing, but not that uncomfortable. He doesn't introduce you to any of them. They don't all realize yet that my hive's the sanctuary from the harsh injustices of the outside world. Anyway, enough about my low-blood guests. Let's take care of you, shall we? Perhaps as Lucis has had enough of tolerating your presence, because it takes the opportunity to stop following you and go huff at more of Zebruh's guests. Now, for better or worse, you are alone, and Zebruh has turned all of his attention on you. His smile seems very, friendly. You want to see it as friendly. The night is still young. I'm happy to do whatever you want to do. If you feel like going out on the town to celebrate Flushed Affirmation Day, I have lots of other friends I could introduce you to. Help you meet the right kind of culture, you know. Or if you're tired, I can show you to your guest room right now and we can have a nice night in. Go out or stay in? Let's save. Let's save over to Cora. Let's go out. You're not crazy about the idea of being alone with this guy for the rest of the night. Plus, if he's as popular as he says he is, that means more potential friends for you to meet. You tell him that you're interested in going out. Cool. That sounds like a great time. I'll just go get ready. Actually, I think I'm more in the mood for a nice quiet night in. Maybe television streaming service and lower the temperature, if that's cool with you. Oh boy, if that has the same connotations as it does on Earth, it's not cool with you. You stumble through expressing some misgivings, but he talks over you. Great, sounds like we both feel like staying in tonight. I'm not gonna lie, I'm psyched to stay in and have you all to myself. I just want you to feel comfortable whatever we choose to do. You ignored everything I wanted to do. You're not sure why he asked what you wanted to do, since your preferences don't seem to matter much. My Lucis and my guests have probably prepared a delicious meal for you by now, but let's finish the tour first. I assume you want to see my room. You tell him, sure, bedrooms are a great way for people to express their personalities, and as his friend, you're interested in getting to know him better. He doesn't seem to have heard part of that sentence, but it's okay. Hopefully you got the gist. When you get to his enormous room, it's decorated with posters of musicians on the wall and what seem to be social justice slogans. One poster has a symbol with clawed hands in different colors coming together to hold a trident, with the word unity under it. Another poster features a rainbow of colors ranging from rust to olive green that proclaims him to be a low-blood aloe. I see what kind of person you are. 2 other low-blood servants are in here, one of them standing on a stepladder to dust some high shells while the other crawls around on the floor, scrubbing and picking up wrappers that Zebruh just seems to have just littered there. Pretty sweet place, right? You look confused by the posters. Your music taste probably isn't refined enough to have heard of my favorite bands. I only listen to subversive musicians that speak truth to power. Oh God, you are such a bruh. Luckily, you have me to teach you how to confront your privilege and support marginalized artists. Also, did you notice my rad pile? It's a perfect setup for a feelings jam with your moirail. He winks at you. You don't know what a moirail is or what he means by feelings jam, which sounds like in theory it could be a nice thing, but maybe not given the sleazy way he says it. You tell him that it looks like a very nice pile of things. You spot a couple of pillows, what looks like a puppet with disturbingly long nose, some random bow ties, some horseshoes. You look intrigued. Want to lie down on it for a second? We don't have to do anything, but sometimes it can be nice to just, pacify each other a little bit. He sprawls on the pile in what he probably thinks is an enticing way, like he wants you to draw him like one of your French girls. You turn away to try and hide the disturbed expression on your face, because turning down his advances probably isn't the best way to secure his friendship. As your eyes cast about the rest of the room, you notice that the low-blood servant scrubbing the floor is having a coughing fit. You can tell that she's trying to cough unobtrusively, but it seems like she's hacking her lungs up, with each big cough racking her whole body and making her shoulders shake. Concerned, you crouch down by her side. She jumps when she notices your concern, and mumbles that she's fine and that you don't need to worry. But she doesn't look fine. Now that you're getting a closer look, you can tell that she seems to be underfed and exhausted, with sickly shadows on her face and scraped up knees and elbows. She looks bad, and you know bad, considering how much of your time you've recently spent stumbling around with various excruciating injuries. You mention to Zebruh that his guest is not looking so good. He frowns, getting up from his pile of stuff to come investigate, blinking down at you in confusion and not sparing a glance at the low blood. What? What are you even talking about? The servant tries to go back to her scrubbing, but she struggles with her coughing and scrubbing simultaneously. It's hard for you to watch. Surely she would feel better if she took a break and ate or drank something. You asked Zebruh about that hot meal she said was being cooked for you. Maybe you could give some of it to this poor sick troll. Jeez, you're making me look bad. There's no way a guest in my house could be going hungry. I respect low bloods and do everything in my power to take care of them. What, you think you're a better ally than I am? Considering your status, or lack thereof, on this planet, you're not so sure you could count as an ally so much as a member of the oppressed underclass, but you let that slide. Yeah, we're underdogs. You hasten to explain that you didn't mean to criticize him and that you're sure he's doing a fine job at being an ally to lowbloods. Yeah, well, it's not easy. Whatever. Maybe we should go eat now. I don't feel like having feelings damn anymore. He turns and leaves the room without showing any sign that he'll do something for the sick lowblood. You mouth an apology for her behind his back, and she just gives you a tired wave and goes back to scrubbing. Zebruh leads you downstairs to the dining room, where Lucis is supervising a team of lowbloods settling the table with what looks like a fourth-course meal. The look on the Lucis Zebruh's face is now even more disdainful than before, and its bow tie seems even angrier. Looks like dinner is almost ready. Cool. Of course, you're probably not going to offer to pay for any of it, are you? Figures. Lowbloods, trolls in general, are always expecting me to pay for their things. For once, you're kind of glad you're unfamiliar with his alien vocabulary and innuendo. You have absolutely no money, which he definitely knows. You can pay him back for the dinner and, maybe friendship? Yeah, well, I'm not sure if I want to be friends with someone who has a problem with the way I do activism. I have it on good authority that from every other high blood, I know that my intersectional praxis is valid. Oh, are we getting a philosophical debate, bud? You stumble over your words in your haste to assure him that you in no way meant to say that he's not valid. You've never met a troll so valid. No one believes in his validity more than you do. Whatever, let's just eat. You both sit down at the table while the lowbloods set it, light the candles, and serve the appetizer course. You can't help but notice that most of them look just as malnourished and sickly as the troll upstairs, but it might be best not to bring that up again. You eat in silence for a while, and Zebruh looks like he's stewing over something. Then he sets his fork down and looks over the table at you with a frown. You know what? I just realized. You totally denied my lowblood her own agency. Your lowblood? Ugh, slave owner. You denied her own agency when you questioned me about not feeding her. Yeah, what you've said, totally problematic. You don't respect lowbloods at all, do you? Not like I do. You try to apologize, saying that it was not your intention to disrespect anyone, but that you're sorry you apparently did. He doesn't let you get the words out. People don't realize how tough it is to be a high-blood troll who believes in social justice. Seriously, I face my own kind of oppression for speaking out and being an activist for low-blood rights. For one thing, I never get the conciliation or concupiscence I deserve. My quadrants are always going unfilled because no one else agrees with my radical views. I think it's more because you're a douchebag, bro. I thought you'd be different, but you don't get it either. You try to tell him that he's got you all wrong. You agree with his radical views and believe in low-blood rights, which is why you were concerned for his guest in the first place. But he acts like you just didn't say any of all what you just said. You're just another one of the oppressors, complicit in the unequal power structures of our effed up society. Your lack of awareness of your own privilege really makes me sick. You must think you're so oppressed with your red blood and multiple injuries. But what you're doing now, rejecting me, criticizing me, it's exactly the same as what subjugulators do to the low bloods they cull. You probably deserve whatever shitty position you have in society, unlike me. I deserve to have this nice house and low blood servants and full quadrants for being such a good activist, okay? Whoa, chill down, dude. You scramble back, trying to make your way to the front door. It's tricky because you seem to step all around all the low bloods who seem to feel strongly that they should get away from Zebruh when he's angry. You don't make it to the front door fast enough on your own. With a terrifying equine scream, Zebruh's Lucis rears up on his hind legs and strikes you with its hooves, battering you through the front door and breaking some of your recently healed ribs again. Take your privilege and offensive views and get out! Anyone who doesn't respect low bloods is not welcome as a guest in my hive. Well, that didn't go well. It would be a hue of you to stay away. Let's try again. Okay, Zebruh, show me to my room, please. You think that going out with Zebruh on Flushed Affirmation Day might potentially give him the wrong idea, and besides, you're pretty tired so you don't feel like going out. You tell him you're ready to retire to your guest room now. Sure. Bruh, by the way, have you heard of Chixie Rocksmere? You probably haven't. You don't seem like you're a very serious music fan. But you've got a great opportunity tonight to learn from me. One of her low-blood musician friends is playing a show for the holiday, and I can get us in because I'm super connected in the scene. We should go just in case she's there. You could have sworn you told him you wanted to stay in tonight, but okay. You gather the remains of your energy and go out to this concert with him. That's what a good friend would do. He takes you across town to the concert, only trying to hold your hand or put his arm around you a couple of times on the way, so it could be worse. Maybe only hand-holding is totally platonic on Alternia? You hope so. The concert itself is one troll with a guitar and a harmonica who, according to Zebruh, is a low-blood whose songs are spreading truly radical messages, almost as radical as Chixies. You don't enjoy the tunes as much as you can, or you do enjoy, but you don't understand what the lyrics are trying to say. You ask Zebruh what the lyrics mean, since the message is apparently important to him, but he gets annoyed with your question. What? The lyrics are about, they're about a lot of things. Social justice and oppression and stuff. It's hard to explain to someone who doesn't already get it. Like, if you're not on my level already, I don't know what I can really say, you know? But enough about the music. I want to talk about you. What sort of things are you into? You haven't had many opportunities on Alternia to talk about your interests. How exciting. You say that you like playing games, but he's already interrupting you. Cool. Sounds great. Real interesting stuff. But what's your quadrant situation like? It's hard to pretend that you know what he's talking about now that he's asking you directly about quadrants. You admit that you have no idea what he means by quadrant situation. Whoa, you're even more clueless than I thought. Don't worry, I still find you attractive. He goes into a brief, but not brief enough, explanation of the 4 types of romance on Alternia. Matespritship, the flushed quadrant, which to you sounds the most analogous to human romantic partnerships. More allegiance, the pale quadrant, which sounds like an exceptionally codependent friendship by human standards. Auspicicism, the action quadrant, which you don't understand at all. And Kismicitude, the black quadrant, which just sounds like repeatedly hooking up with someone you hate. You're fuzzy on the details on all 4 of these, but you understand enough to get that he's asking if you're single. You tell him that you really just want to be friends. Of course, I super respect your choices. If you ever change your mind, though, I'm right here. And being in a quadrant with an influential, yet sensitive and socially aware indigo blood like myself could make it a lot easier for you to survive and thrive on Alternia. Wasn't he criticizing that kind of high-blood, low-blood, socially advantageous relationship just a few hours ago? It wouldn't be very friendly of you to point out his hypocrisy, so you don't mention it. After another song, another troll at the club sidles up to Zebra and whispers something in his ear, then skulks off again. Zebra looks alarmed, glancing around him and edging towards the club exit. I just got a tip that there's about to be a culling at the concert. We gotta get out of here. You definitely agree with him about wanting to get out of here. You look around at the rest of the audience still enjoying the show. You and Zebra are the only ones still getting ready to leave. Is he going to warn any of the other trolls here about the danger? Oh, no, definitely not. If I were to warn any of these lowbloods that a culling is coming, I would mean risking my life to tell you. Not that I ever tried, but everyone knows that. The high blood Zero will probably be fine, though. We've got each other's backs. It's important to look after your comrades in this struggle. Yep. Sure enough, you can see that the other trolls here, who, much like Zebra, stand out because they're wearing nice clothes and are casually but urgently leaving the concert venue. The lowbloods are still on stage, clapping and singing along with the singer on stage. No one has given them a tip-off. Come on, we gotta scram. The two of you abscond, getting away from the music club as fast as your legs can carry you. By the time Zebra decides it's safe to slow down, you are tired and out of breath. Looking around, it seems like you've arrived back in the high blood part of town. You wonder if the drones have descended on all those trolls at the club by now, and you just can't hear it because the neighborhood is too far away, closed off and sheltered from the violence. Phew, that was a close one. Going to low-blood cultural events like that can be dangerous, but it's one of the risks you have to take if you want to be an activist. I can't tell you how many times I've risked a culling to fight for low-blood rights. Civil disobedience is the only way to fight for the fight the authoritarian state. You are such a phony. He turns to you and takes one of your hands in both of his, looking deep into your eyes, no eye contact. I just think it's so cool how you supported me back there when we risked our lives for the cause. That's probably the best way you can contribute as an activist and an ally, you know, by supporting me. And speaking of activism, we were talking about quadrants earlier. Let's get back to that. This guy just does not want to take no for an answer. Once again, you reiterate that friendship is what you're looking for here. He nods enthusiastically and squeezes your hand tighter. Hell yeah, I love friendship. I've always believed that a strong friendship is the best foundation for any successful romantic relationship. I don't want to hook up with you, Zebra. And many trolls start by being friends first and enter a quadrant later. If you try to prepare to be friends and fight too much, they can still prepare you for a collisionist quadrant. Either way, the thought of you being your friend... Either way, the thought of being your friend makes my blood pusher beat a little faster. Sure, you say, if what we're doing is extolling the benefits of friendship, then boy do you have some things to add to his list. For instance, friendship can give you a sense of platonic companionship with your fellow man, and friends can also come in handy when you need someone to help you move or take you to the airport or other non-romantic activities. You think friendship is a great thing to pursue for its own merits. Friendship is so great that once you have it, why would you want anything more? Hell yeah, totally. You're so right that friendship is a great first step. Not what I said. But, did you enjoy the concert tonight? Did it persuade you to be an ally for low blood rights? You think that, going by your blood color and how often you've almost gotten killed by those more powerful on this planet, you are more likely a member of the oppressed underclass than an ally. You decide not to split hairs and just tell them that, yes, you'll be an ally to yourself. That's fantastic. I'm happy to hear that. If you're an ally to lowbloods, then I'll allow you to be my mate sprit. Friend, you correct him. You can be his friend. Yeah, sure, yeah. I meant to say friend. He lets go of your hand finally, which at least counts for a partial victory, and winks. He's got hearts in his eyes for me. Victory. Okay. So that was Zebra. And this is Interdimensional Traveler IO with HiveSwap Friendsim. Over and out. Please follow, comment, like, and subscribe if you enjoyed the content. I will be creating more of these.